It's now time to check in with Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Eric Hunt for a look at weather. Eric, has been pretty nice this week, temperature-wise. Any chance we can keep that trend around as we turn to the week ahead?
Well, thanks, Bryce. Mother Nature's roller coaster ride continues, and we got a little bit of everything coming up here the next week. Starting at the beginning of the week, though, we're going to have ridging overhead. That's going to mean warm temperatures to start the week, particularly on Monday. Pretty good chance of getting highs well into the 70s, maybe even close to 80 degrees across portions of central Nebraska during the day on Monday. Slightly cooler across portions of the Panhandle. But it'll be sharply colder across portions of western and northern Nebraska on Tuesday as a strong cold front moves through the state. So if you live in the western and northern thirds of the state, expect temperatures on Tuesday to be significantly colder. And depending on how far southeast that front slides on Tuesday, it may be pretty warm at early afternoon and much colder by nightfall. Other storm systems will be moving into the central United States as we head into Wednesday. Now, still a little bit of uncertainty is exactly how this is going to track. But right now, the consensus is that this storm will track just to the south. That's going to put most of Nebraska in a favorable position for picking up precipitation starting late Tuesday night throughout the day on Wednesday, maybe even early Thursday morning. Some of that will fall in the form of rain, some of it may fall in the form of snow, but in general, total precipitation amounts, I think the entire state has a pretty good chance of picking up at least 1/4 of an inch. And I think there's a reasonably good chance, if this verifies, that we could get a 1/2 inch to an inch of rain or precipitation across the eastern third of the state. As I mentioned, there is going to be a chance this falls as snow. Now, with warm ground temperatures, this would not necessarily accumulate to the streets if it's falling during the day. But on grassy surfaces, there is a chance that we could get 3 to 6 inches of snow across portions of south central into east central and northeastern Nebraska as we head into Wednesday. It also is likely to be relatively windy from the north and northwest, so that would certainly prohibit or make travel a little bit difficult during the day on Wednesday if it is indeed snowing. Looking a little bit deeper, the crystal ball, the CPC shows what favored east and west of us, kind of no signal here for most of Nebraska here in the Great Plains. But I am watching potential for a shortwave to moving into this region as we head toward the 23rd and 24th. Depending on the track of that would give most of the state, at least especially the southern third of the state, a chance of additional precipitation as we head into the week after next. CPC favors warm temperatures being the rule across pretty much the entire state and the entire eastern 2/3 of the country, really, as we head into the latter part of March. And looking a little bit deeper in the crystal ball, the European model shows warm being favored across the Great Plains through most of the month of April, cooler to the east of us. I do think there's going to be a chance of getting at least 1 or 2 rounds of colder air as the end of the month, the first part of April. So I definitely think we're going to see temperatures drop below freezing periodically through the first week of April. And I definitely think there's a reasonably good chance that we start off the season a little bit cool here in the eastern side of the Corn Belt. Wet over here is favored in April, but drier across the western Corn Belt and most of the central Great Plains, including pretty much all of Nebraska for the month of April, according to the European model. Now, I don't think this means we're not going to have any precipitation, but right now the signal is definitely a little bit drier as we head toward the end of the month and into the first part of April. That's not necessarily good news. Now, we have seen soil moisture improve somewhat across the state in the last week with precipitation, but in general, most of this region, we are running well short of where we would like to be for soil moisture at this point in time. We did see some improvement on the drought monitor with the recent precipitation across the Sandhills, a little bit of degradation across the southeastern Panhandle. Soil temperatures have shot up into the 40s across state with the recent warm temperatures, and precipitation roundup for the week ending March 8th, 2025. Back to you, Bryce.